Hello, it's Kelly Ludeking. Welcome to day 2 of the St. Paul Virtual Art Crawl and also the International Sculpture Day that's happening today. We actually celebration the ISC conference, which I am a part of, and also Chicago Sculpture International, which is a branch of that. I'm a member of both. We are celebrating today all over the world International Sculpture Day, so it's perfect to get to actually look at sculpture on the day that we're celebrating. I'm going to talk a little bit about the pieces that are here, plus also notice the shelving unit here is also furniture stuff that I do, so I do build custom stuff for people on a regular basis, and this just happened to be a really great way for me to display my artwork as well as our personal items, books and trinkets and things that we like to have, cameras, because I am a photographer also, just letting you kind of know how I make some of this stuff. Like, people look at the work that I have here and wondering how I got this. And this shape here actually started out as like those old melt jugs that you actually got delivered to your house, and then you'd return them and back and forth and that. And so I was able to actually take this and cast the sand mold around the glass, and then basically take the mold when we pour the molten iron in and roll it around on the ground, and I call it slush casting, a rolling mold. Hey David, good to see you on here. And I roll and I slush cast the molten iron at 2,500 degrees while it's on the inside of the glass. Well, what happens is a lot of the glass actually kind of shatters, but it's held together because of the sand that's holding it. And then at the end when I break it off, all of it breaks away, and then sometimes some of the glass gets trapped and anneals to the piece too. So it leaves me with this really rustic, kind of old feeling piece, like it's an artifact. And you'll go through and see a lot of these pieces that I've done that with where they look like ancient objects, and I like that about the pieces. And then there's some other pieces like this one here where I'm actually taking and carving the sand mold, direct carving it, casting it, and then when it's done I can actually blow glass into it. And then this one's kind of like for like a votive candle, so you can put a little candle inside of it, and the light that comes out of it is really gorgeous. Really like those. And then for a little bit there I was actually making custom mugs. So this is actually a custom coffee mug teacup that I made too, that's really fun. They're really great in the wintertime because they actually keep your hands nice and warm. And then right next to that is a piece where I was actually experimenting and playing with cardboard. So I was actually carving cardboard and putting it together and then casting directly into it and burning in. Basically 2,500 degree metal burns out everything. And it just burnt out the cardboard and left me with this really cool design and this boat shape that I was actually kind of working with. And I have some other pieces that I'll be showing later tonight when I'm on again a little after 7 o'clock. That's a boat form that I did. And then the cool thing too is this album that's behind here is an old album from like the early 70s from Bob Dylan, and I realized it had a custom, they had actually drawn out the cover and everything's hand done in that, but in the corner on it, it actually says Cast Iron Songs and Torch Ballads, and I was like, oh man, I gotta get this thing. It was speaking to me, and I like Bob Dylan too, so that was kind of fun. And then more of the artifact pieces. These are some little bottles that I'd found that I actually got to cast directly into, do the rolling mold where I'm slush casting the molten metal and playing with the material while it's still liquid. And it leaves me with this just ancient look, like it came out of a shipwreck. I love that kind of feel that comes out of it, where I have a little bit of control, but yet no control when I'm on what the actual finished product is. This next piece, this bottle, shows the glass captured into it a lot better than any of the other ones. It actually annealed to it and became part of it, and I really like that aspect of some of these pieces when the glass actually gets captured into it. And in this case, the glass actually got so hot it actually slumped a little bit and actually fell in a little bit, and the iron took the shape around it, which is really nice. Yeah. And then just what we're doing here, we're doing the St. Paul Art Crawl, virtual art crawl. Normally we have an art crawl that happens right now, and we'd be having on this weekend from Friday night to Sunday, we would actually have anywhere from 5,000 to 6,000 people go through our building is what normally happens. Well, we're not able to do that right now in quarantine, so we're opening up our lofts and doing these virtual art crawl so people can still get to see the work, can still support their local artists, because this is how we actually make our money. A lot of the times we do this And we make art, a lot of times we are in solitude and we are by ourselves when we're actually creating a lot of the work that we're doing. But we still need the public to come out and see our work and see our events and that. So this is the way that we're doing it right now, is inviting people into our homes virtually. This next piece is another collaboration of glass and iron. The original top part, if you can see it, is actually from a nest that I found. And you can see the honeycomb in it, and I was able to actually cast it and do the rolling mold technique with it that I like doing. To accent it a little more, I put the little bees on there. I know it's not a bee's nest, but it has that feel. And then I wanted to kind of get the feeling of the honey below it also, and get a feel for that. And so I had my friends and I created blown glass honey piece underneath it, which was amazing. And that's a really fun piece. All these pieces are either on my website, or if they are not, just send me a message, whether that's on my krlmetals@gmail is my email, or you can go on the website, and if you can't find it, you can send me messages through that also. I see Joy's on. Thanks, Joy, for stopping on. Go to those sites and take a look at the new work that I got. But like I said, I have a lot of work that I haven't actually got online yet onto my website. So just trying to keep the doors open by selling some of my work. This next piece here is another glass and metal piece, where the metal piece was one that I did the rolling mold technique with. And the great thing about that rolling mold technique, where I'm actually slush casting the iron, a lot of times it doesn't completely fill in, and I'm left with holes and voids, and that's a perfect spot for glass to blow in and pop out. And then also this one works really good as a vase too. You put a floral arrangement, it's heavy enough that you could put a heavier floral arrangement in if you wanted, and it looks just gorgeous. So these pieces are functional a lot of times, and then some of them are just straight up art pieces. You can do whatever you want with them, and they're durable. The next piece is one that I call Bubblicious, and it was when I was first starting out playing with glass and metal. It's actually glass and cast aluminum. So I did a carving with cast aluminum that created that shape, and then took it in and played, and we actually blew glass into it. And I found out that putting lights in them, it just really accentuates the piece a lot more. I've turned these into hanging pendant lights so that they could be over an island or a bar area, and they look just absolutely amazing. Love them. Those ones are definitely on the website. I have a variety in different colors, and if you have an idea, I can actually make custom colors too. I do custom work for a lot of people also, where they're trying to actually want something specific to their decor, and I do work with interior designers and builders on making custom elements for houses, from dining tables to side tables and chairs and everything else. I think that's about it. I am going to be on again a little after 7 o'clock tonight in another room and talking a little bit more about my sculpture, but also my photography. If a lot of you don't know, I did photography. That's what got me into art school, and I've been shooting in this quarantine a lot more. I've been going out and shooting a lot more, kind of like just exploring that area of my life that I used to be really involved in. So if you get a chance to come out tonight, 7 o'clock, I'll be live again, and then again tomorrow I'll be live, you can check it out. I'm not sure what time I'm going on tomorrow. Probably 2-ish, or somewhere in the afternoon, after 3 probably. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Bye.